Pinky Cross.
Cross.
Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today we are back with some comeback reactions. And today is all about girl power because we will be reacting to Somi's long-awaited first comeback, What You Waiting For?
And we're doing Hyoyeon's solo, Dessert, that features Loopy and Soyeon from G-Idol.
Yes. So very excited. We're gonna have, I'm sure, lots of girl power. And let's just get right into it.
Yeah. It's literally been over a year.
Yeah.
And we saw all 3 of the teasers for it.
Mm-hmm. Her hair's so pretty.
She already looks older. Or like this whole concept is a lot older than last year, which makes sense because now in Korea she's a legal adult this year. I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it when I saw the teasers. Because it was just so different from Birthday. I was like, hmm? Oh.
What?
There's so many different outfits.
Right? The whole like sitting up thing in a circle kind of made me dizzy.
But that's really... Is the birthday cake a reference to Birthday and how she's past the young concepts now? Or am I just reading into it again?
Is it AP English again?
Maybe. Kitty! But I wonder what each of the different sets means. Okay. Yeah. That was in the teaser though, like the demolishing thing.
It's so, like, already, like you were saying, so much more mature, and I'm just like...
I mean, I already knew it was gonna be mature because the line literally said drunk and wasted.
Yeah.
Because she can sing that now. So... But yeah, you're gonna have to look for like a dance practice or something.
I don't think there's one out yet since it just came out today.
Oh. Or like a live stage? I'm trying to think like what kind of song this reminds me of.
I really like that green outfit.
Oh, when she was holding the cat?
That one that she's running in.
Oh. Oh yeah, that was one of the teasers. This was one of the teasers too.
I know I'm all you got to lose. Know your self-worth.
Oh.
Credits?
Oh, the song is kind of short. Literally the only names I recognized were Somi and Teddy.
I recognized her dad's name because I saw her last name.
Oh. But yay, credits. Yeah. But yeah, the song was pretty short.
Yeah. So yeah, wow. This is so different than Birthday, which makes sense. Like we said in the reaction, it's been a year. She's an adult now. I think it's just jarring because I remember the first time I ever saw Somi on 16, and now I'm like, whoa! But like, she looked beautiful, so high class. I don't have a lot to say just because there isn't really any of the dance shown in this, and while I saw the TikTok challenge, that's not a lot to go off of, and as of recording this, there is not a live stage or a dance practice yet, so I'm mostly going to talk a little bit about the music video itself and things I found cool, and then I'll let Anna talk about the music. So first of all, I did see part of her live stream that she did where she talked about like the meaning of the song, and she said there can be like a couple of meanings. So for one, Like the most obvious is kind of like straightforward, like you're talking to a guy and being like, what are you waiting for? Like, I'm right here, you like me, I like you, like why aren't you asking me out, like why are you hesitating? But she said there's a second meaning, and it's kind of like her talking to herself, like, Somi, what are you waiting for? Like, why are you waiting for some guy? Like, no, you don't need to do that. Chase after your dreams, like live your own life, achieve what you want to achieve. So she's asking herself what she's waiting for. So I like that meaning a lot. And I felt like once you know that meaning, there are scenes in the music video that also make a lot more sense. Like obviously the running scene, both in the green dress and then at the track. But also I was thinking about like the demolition scene, and it's kind of like she's smashing down expectations of like what should a female should wait and like kind of be passive. And instead she's like, no, like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna live my life, which is also like what she's done anyway. And then the dancing scene from inside the building that she smashed, where she's like living her best life inside of the building that she was like, I'm done with you. So I thought that was really cool. Also, there's a lot of different costumes in it, and they all looked great. Like, she looked great, even just in her like pajamas, like just woke up in her bedroom. She just is so pretty. But I thought the fact that they had a lot of different costumes, and this might be me reading too much into it, also could play into that whole like I'm going to achieve my dreams, like run after my dreams, because there's like different Somis and like the different people that she wants to be. Also, they were all very like feminine but still very strong and like sassy. So yeah, such a different concept than Birthday. I'm still kind of like, whoa, a year changed so much. But yeah, I'm done. Your turn.
If I were to have a setting for this song, when I'm imagining it in my mind, it's like definitely a summer song, but the kind of summer song, like I know in her music video it's like a house party or whatever, because you literally see her holding like a red Solo cup. But in my mind, when I picture it as a summer song, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a party, but like late night on the beach in the summer, maybe like a bonfire or something. I'm low-key thinking of the vibe of like after school red, what is it, like 밤하늘에? I don't know the English title, but that sort of feeling. And one thing that definitely added to that is the instrument that you hear in the beginning of the song throughout the entire thing. Da, 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 something like that. And it sounds kind of like a xylophone, but not exactly. It also sounds kind of like those thumb pianos. Compared to a xylophone in this song, the notes reverberate a little bit more like a thumb piano, but not as much as a thumb piano. So I don't know, it's something in between. Maybe it's like a synth of one of those. Since it echoes and also the notes are higher pitched, it like bounces a little bit more. So it feels more bright and summery. Even though the tempo of the song isn't very fast, like the BPM isn't very high, it still is like moving and you feel like it's summer because of like the da 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 da, you know? And then that exact instrument with that exact line doesn't happen in like the pre-chorus and the chorus, but then like the rest of the instruments that they have instead still give the feeling of that melodic line and like that chord progression the whole time. And then the last musical comment that I had was really how her singing style. Since we have seen Somi since 16, it's so interesting to see how her singing style has changed from 16 to Produce to now being in the Black Label as a soloist. Because I know we've said in videos before that how people sing is like different for each company, but wow, it's so clear. Because like now being under the Black Label, since the Black Label is like kind of under YG, she definitely like sings with that style. I mean, like she's working really closely with Teddy, so she's adopted that style. Instead of just singing a note, I think there's one word is like ijen or like ije. Instead of just saying like ije, she goes like e, like e. Her diction, she has just like a lot of just like hitting a pitch straight on, like she go like or like, I don't know how to explain it besides giving examples. Do you know what I mean though?
No, I know what you mean.
But another part of it is also like she's a solo artist now and like she has more freedom to do what she wants in her own style. Not to hate on Birthday or anything, but I definitely like this a lot more than Birthday. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'll listen to this one more regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next.
So now we're gonna do Hyoyeon, or as she goes by in her solo music, Hyo, Dessert, featuring Loopy and G-idol Soyeon. I'm very excited. Hyoyeon is like dancing queen, so.
Lego. Oh!
I love Soyeon.
This is so, okay, now, so I like read a comment before this, and they're like, oh, it's like a different kind of style of featuring artists, and now I get why.
Hyoyeon dark hair.
She looks so good.
She looks so good.
That was the teaser. Also, yay for Peyton because she gets to see all her dancing.
Hyoyeon's such a good dancer.
Okay, I don't really know Loopy. I've like heard of his name before, but I don't really know him. The thing is, I'm not gonna have a lot of comments because I don't know rap.
Yeah. She looks so good.
But her part is so entrancing. Oh my gosh! Oh. Also, I think it's kind of funny how Soyeon has featured on so many SM songs, but anyways.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ooh. The like little sassy like glasses raised.
I wonder how they chose which foods to include.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, she was just listing off like foods. And,
Yeah.
like, fruits mostly. But if I did that, it would not be as cool as when Soyeon did it. You deserve everything. I just want to start and say, like, Hyoyeon is so cool. And, like, so is Soyeon. Loopy's cool too, but, like, Hyoyeon and Soyeon are so cool. Obviously, you could tell I was super happy while watching it because they showed so much of the dance, and Hyoyeon is, like, one of the queens of dancing in the industry. So I just want to start and say, one of the things that I love about Hyoyeon that she showcased so well in this, which she can do because it's her solo stuff, so it's not, like, a group where they're having to all match a certain concept, is she showcased her like super powerful dance style really well because Hyoyeon is very powerful while also still remaining very like feminine, sensual, that sort of vibe, and I love it. And the reason that I love it is because I feel like a lot of times, just because of expectations in the industry and in like what sells, female idols generally given more like light, airy dances, and even when it's like powerful, it's like innocent and powerful, or like happy and powerful, just because that's what sells. So a lot of times female idols cannot really branch into this style. And that's not to say that girls can't dance, because I hate when people say that about female K-pop idols. Like, it makes me so mad because they train just as hard in dancing as the boys do. It's just the choreography that they're given for their songs, and also most of the time they're made to dance in heels, which has limiting factors anyway. But Hyoyeon just kind of throws all of that out the window and is like, I'm gonna do whatever I want because I've been around for this long. And she's such a good dancer, like I don't feel worthy to talk about it. So instead I'm just gonna talk about the things that I liked, and I'll try to keep it short without fangirling for too much. But like a really good example of her kind of throwing those like feminine expectations of like what people expect of idols or female idols in the industry out the window is the dance in the chorus, which I am obsessed with. Because like even just right from the very beginning, the leg movements that she's doing are something that I feel like you would normally see in a boy group choreography. And then she gets down and she's very weighted and very grounded into the floor for the whole chorus. Like, she's not up and light. And I was just like, she looks so amazing doing this sort of style, and it makes me so happy to see. I think the chorus of the song is my favorite part of the dance. It's not just like her style, it's also just the choreography fits the music so well. And so like obviously this is EDM, like there's a lot of beats happening and a lot of things like just kind of like do in the background. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but when I think of EDM songs and like the drop, I also think for some reason of like strobe lights starting to go off and everything. And that's kind of the am I wrong? Can you tell I was a nerd in school?
We literally are the biggest nerds ever, like
ever, but it's okay.
Like, if you knew what college we met at, you would be like, yeah, you guys are nerds.
But so that's what I think of, and the dance gave me that feeling, like without having the strobe lights or any of the backing, like I could have watched that without having the music playing, and I would have been able to tell you what kind of genre it was just from the dance. Like the way that she's moving is kind of emulating that sort of like party feel, I guess, but it's so controlled, and I'm just obsessed with it. I am not worthy to comment on Queen Hyoyeon's dancing. And Soyeon also matches her style really well. I feel like I should say that because they dance together in the music video. And Soyeon also has that sort of like powerful, like I'm gonna do what I want vibe about her. So they match really, really well when they dance together. I'm gonna stop before I just start telling Anna about every single move in the choreography. Anna's turn.
I actually don't have too much to say about this song, but I say that because like this song is mostly rap based and EDM. And both of those things I am very unfamiliar with. And I looked it up, and I don't know where I read it, if it's like verified, but someone had classified the song as like jungle pop, which I guess I could kind of get like from the feeling of it, but also at the same time like it makes sense that as Hyoyeon's release, this is EDM because this is released under her DJ Hyo thing, and like DJ music is EDM, you know. One thing that I can say is the hook is extremely catchy. Obviously, hooks are supposed to be catchy, but let me just say, this was extremely catchy. And also because of the way that she's able to sell it, like with her sass, because if I tried to say it, it would not work. Because I am a nerd. But anyways. But there's also other stuff working in the song that makes you focus on the hook even more when it happens before the drop. And part of that is her singing section before the hook happens. So the instrumental and her singing and the music video were all working together really well for that part, in my opinion. And I said it, I think, in the reaction, I was like, oh, she's so entrancing. Because in the instrumental, like the intense bass cuts out and most of the electronic like techno sounds also cut out. You're just left with these chords and pitches playing in the background, and it feels really dreamlike. There's like a lot of reverb in there too. And then in the music video at that part, there's like a lot of close-up shots of her face, and like she just looks beautiful in her outfit. And then immediately after that is the hook, and when she does the hook, it's like just a shot of her face for the entire screen. So because of that, it like makes you focus on it more, and then the drop happens and then you're in the chorus. Last musical comment that I really had was the bridge section really stuck out to me. The end of the bridge where her voice changes and like she has that weird laugh that happens too. And I was really confused by that. And to be honest, I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. And it kind of reminds me of like the restrained craziness that has yet to be unleashed, like the Joker.
Oh.
But the thing is, like in that shot in the music video, her face has not changed at all. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I think that's all of my comments.
TLDR, we love strong women in this household.
Yes.
Yeah, TLDR. Somi came back with something that is so different than anything we have ever seen her do. And we were both kind of like, oh, wow.
She has really shown how she has matured.
Yeah. And then,
not just as a person, but as an artist.
And then Hyoyeon and Soyeon and Loopy have given us an awesome dance track that is just so sassy and so powerful and just everything that I expected in a Hyoyeon song, to be completely honest.
That being said, if you liked this video and like these songs, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!